Jeremy Camp and Give You Glory on Y100.5 FM. Glad you're tuned into the Wake Up Call. We have our guest that's normally on Wednesday, but you're in today on Tuesday.
I have to be out of town tomorrow, and I didn't want to miss, so I came a day early.
Sonia Edwards from Bryan Insurance. By the way, I have to tell you something funny. Yesterday I was coming back from Dallas. I was coming up 114, and then it merges to 380. Anyway, to make a long story short, I saw Brad Bryan's little green and whatever that color is. I mean, it's even
neon. It's called neon lime,
and it's even worse than the Brady Bunch kitchen. I mean,
I just call it Brad Green.
Brad Green.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. Well, anyway, it's going by, and I know he has a matching trailer to go with it, and I'm going, oh, that looks like Brad's thing. And then I looked, and the guy driving it had a mustache. And I said, well, I guess it's not Brad. Who on God's green earth would have that color green? And then I found out yesterday, I called Brad and actually saw him. I was seeing you for your birthday, and I saw Brad, and he said, oh, no, I sent somebody over to pick something up for me and needed to go on the trailer.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, okay. So I wasn't imagining that he's the only one with that terrible color.
Yeah, he's always like that color. He's had the shoes, shirts, all kinds of stuff, but the Jeep is the biggest, and the trailer, I guess, the biggest commitment to that color.
This explains a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Probably a big lime sherbet fan, too.
Maybe that, I don't know.
Because that's what that vehicle looks like, if you think about it.
Well, I looked it up one day. It's called neon green.
Neon green.
Or neon lime.
Okay. Neon lime. Oh.
Yeah, neon lime. Because I was thinking about maybe painting one of our trailers that color because, I was told by the sheriff's department, if you have some weird colored, trailer, nobody will try to steal it. So
Yeah. Let's stick with purple.
Well, I've got that one. I got to go pick that up. It's out of Matt's house.
Yeah. Okay.
I need to work this out.
Yeah.
You don't have a hitch on your Mustang.
No, I don't.
I was going to mess with you yesterday. I parked right behind your Mustang, and I was going to say something about, okay, good news is, here's your birthday card. Bad news, I hit the rear end of your... Would that have been brutal?
That would have been hard for me to remain calm.
Well, you've been doing the show by yourself today. I can tell you that.
All because of a bad joke.
I'd be in the hospital.
No, I mean, accidents happen. I'm an insurance agent. Come on. I
That's
know
right.
Accidents happen.
And that's what the whole joke was all
Exactly.
about. Anyway.
Exactly.
She says that now.
No, it's true. I mean, that's why we carry insurance.
That's right. Exactly. Okay. All right. What do you have for us this week for the tip?
I love it when people ask me questions, so I don't have to think of what to talk about, because I like to talk about things that are interesting to people. I had a client just mention the other day, how come whenever I call your office and want to add something to my insurance, whoever I talk to always asks me, well, whose name is on the title or who owns it, depending on if it's a car, piece of equipment, piece of property. And that is something that for an insurance agent, it makes perfect sense. But if you're not in insurance, you don't think about it. And it's a term called insurable interest, which means essentially you can't insure something if you do not have a financial interest in that item.
Well, that makes sense.
And so there's different ways that you can have a financial interest. Either you own it or you are leasing it from someone, or, there's various things. But for example, I cannot buy insurance on your house. Okay, because I know, but it wouldn't do any good because I don't have an insurance. I could pay for it, but I can't be the named insured on your policy. Same thing now, husband and wife's a little bit different because of the common whatever the laws are, but we still recommend, because we're not trying to play lawyer, that husbands and wives list both of their names as named insureds on policies, just because we don't want to take any chances. And so that's why you get the question. And then the tip is, think about your policy right now. Let's just say your auto policy. Whoever is the named insured on your policy, do they own all of those vehicles? If they don't, you need to call your insurance agent right away, because you could actually have a problem with coverage if there's a claim on a vehicle that is on your policy and you don't own. So that's the tip. That's the tip. And it really goes with anything else, whether it's a home. It's most common in auto insurance.
Okay, I got to ask you a question then.
Yeah, sure.
Let's look at my airplane, for instance. I have a named insured. Now, how does that all tie in, or does it?
Additional insured or named insured?
Like, for instance, if my plane caused a problem with the hangar. Does that make sense? Okay, so the hangar says, okay, well, I'm named as part of the insurance that if that plane messes up the hangar, then I get reimbursed.
Right, that's called additional insured. There's named insured.
Oh,
that's,
okay.
That's the first name. There's the first named insured.
Yeah.
Then you could have more than one named insured on the policy. If there's, for example, you could have Rick Edwards LLC, Rick Edwards, Sonia Edwards. You can have more than one named insured.
Okay.
And those are the people that own the policy, that pay the premium, that kind of thing. Then the additional insured could be like you said, where if one of those named insureds causes something for this additional insured that brings them into a loss,
Right.
then your policy would respond. That's where that
Okay.
comes from.
All
Yeah.
right.
So yeah. But
What about I don't mean to interrupt you.
No.
What about this question? Let's say I've got a pickup, okay? And my best friend, he says, hey, I want that pickup. And I'm like, I want your pickup. So we trade trucks, okay? We go down to get the name put on the title, and they say, we can't do that because your name's not, it's not insured. How can you get insurance on something before you get the name on the title?
yeah, because that's your intention of going down and making that change.
Yeah, wouldn't that be under the binder category?
Yeah, well, sort of. That's a dangerous word. Binder's a dangerous word. Yeah.
We're learning so
Well, we
much.
could do that. We could do that. We'll talk about that. It's a whole nother subject. But your intention is to go make that change. But you would want to do it quickly. And I know I've seen all kinds of claims. And I'm not saying an insurance company would definitely not pay a claim because it's not in your name, but they can. And I've seen it happen. And especially if it's a big one, so you don't want to take any chances.
So
but
if you're trading a vehicle with somebody, the best thing to do is get the insurance and the name set before you actually start driving.
And then, it really is the best
So
way
I was
to do
kind
it.
of wondered about that. I thought, because the state of Texas says you got to have insurance before they'll do any kind of transaction.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. You have to have insurance before you can get a driver's license.
Right.
So this is your intention, so we're going to do this. And
Okay, so the insurance companies are pretty good about it. Even though the vehicle is not in your name, they'll go ahead and let you.
As long as that's your intention,
Okay.
yes, that's
All
true.
right.
And there are ways around if it's your family member. You just need to talk to your agent about it because there's ways to do it if that vehicle's not in your name. But you need to. I'm not going to get into that because again, that's another long subject. There are ways around it if you can't own it for whatever reason, but you need to address it before an accident happens.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Sonia Edwards at Bryan Insurance. How do we get a hold of you?
You can call us at 940-549-2525. Come visit us, second floor, Sierra Bank Building, or www.bryanins.com.
And happy birthday.
Thank you.
The big 50.
I have to give a shout out to Lindsay Strawbridge and Charlotte Buckmaster and Brad Bryan, who helped Monica Buchanan put 600 purple balloons in my office on Sunday.
And they looked great.
It was awesome. It really killed
looked
me.
good.
It killed me to have to get rid of them last night. I left some of them, but anyway, so thank you.
Did you put some in your mom's office?
No, I did not.
Yeah. Would that have been dangerous?
Yeah, I don't think she would have liked that.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.